Hi, we're going to go over the word problems review solution key. Please try these before actually looking at the solutions. That'll do you the best for learning. So read the question. The sum triple the first number. So let's call the first number x. And we want to highlight triple. And double the second number. Let's call this one y. And we want to double this. And the sum is 3. And the difference of double the first number and triple the second is 28. Find the two numbers. Okay, so x equals first number, y equals second, it's not terribly important that you do this, but you should label it at least up here so that you remember which one is which. So we have triple the first number, that's 3x. We're talking about the sum, so that's plus. And you have double the second number, 2y. And it tells you that this is 3. Is means equals. And for the second equation, we have the difference of double the first. So double the first and difference. Triple the second, that's 3y. And this is equal to 28. I find it easier to work with halves than thirds, so I'm going to work with this part. 2y is equal to 3 minus 3x. Now we divide everything by 2. So 3 over 2 minus 3 over 2x. Now we can substitute into the second one. We have 2x minus 3. And y is going to be the 3 halves minus 3 over 2x. And this is equal to 28. Next thing we do, we expand. 2x, an integer times a fraction, we just multiply the numerator. And we keep the same denominator. Same thing here. We got a minus minus, so this becomes plus. And 28 stays. One thing we can do here is, instead of dealing with fractions, we can multiply everything by 2. 4x minus 9 plus 9x equals 56. Collect like terms, 13x equals 56 plus 9. Moving that 9 over to the other side makes it positive. So we have 65. X equals 5. Now again, when you have two variables, you need to solve for both variables. And let's just plug it into here. Y is equal to 3 over 2 minus 3 over 2 times 5. 3 over 2 minus 15 over 2. So this is minus 12 over 2, and that's just 6. So we have our two answers, and that's a minus 6. X equals 5, y equals negative 6. And the proper way to answer this is to write a sentence. Two numbers are, order matters here, 5 and negative 6. Because x is the first number, we should write that first. Okay, another question. There are 15 dimes and quarters worth $2.55. So we have two kinds of units here. We have coins and we have value. So make sure that your formulas are straight when you're doing this. So this is D, we'll call this D, and we'll call this Q. So D plus Q, so we have a formula for coins. We're adding the coins together, and there's 15 of them. Now we need to work on value. A dime is worth 10 cents, and a quarter is worth 25 cents. Notice I said cents, so we need to change this into cents. This is 255. So it's easier to work with this for substitution. Q equals 15 minus D. So 10D plus 25 times 15 minus D equals 255. Let's expand. 10d plus 25 times 15 is 375 minus 25d equals 255. So collect like terms. Minus 15d equals 255 minus 375. That gives us minus 120. Therefore, d equals 8. 120 divided by 15 is 8. There's two negative signs, so they cancel out. So let's plug this back into here. Q equals 15 minus 8. Therefore, it's equal to 7. And again, we want to answer the question with a sentence. There are 8 dimes and 7 quarters. Okay, another question. Okay, so we have buses and students. So we'll call the small bus S, and we'll call the big bus B. So B plus S equals, there's 9 buses. Now how do we calculate students? Well, a small bus holds 18 students. So we have 18S. A large bus holds 32 students. So that's 32B. How many students are there? It tells us 218. Okay, so things I'm looking at are small buses hold 18, big ones hold 32. There's 9 buses, and there's 218 students. Okay, let's go and calculate S. This is 9 minus B. So we have 18, 9 minus B, plus 32B equals 218. 18 times 9, that's 162, minus 18B plus 32B equals 218. 32 minus 18, that's 14B. 218 minus 162 is 56. So B equals 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 1 is 40. Plus 1 is 56. Now we need to substitute back. S equals 9 minus B, which is 4, and that's equal to 5. And the question says how many of each bus are used. So there are 5 small buses, and 4 large. Okay, so if you have appropriately named variables, it's easy to remember how to answer the question. So small and big buses. Let's look at some more complicated questions. Again, we have 2 numbers, X and Y. And let's highlight product, double the first, triple the second, and it's 144. Sum, 5 times the first, double the second, is 32. Product means multiply, so we have double the first. So 2x times triple the second is 144. And the sum of 5 times the first plus double the second equals 32. If you use this, you're going to be dividing by a variable. So it's best to use this, and we'll keep it as multiplication. So 2y equals 32 minus 5x. So y equals 16 minus 5 over 2x. Substitute over here. So we have 2x and 3y. So y is 16 minus 5 over 2x equals 144. Let's expand. This will be 6x. So 6x times 16, that's 96x. And we have 6x times 5 over 2x. So 6 times 5 is 30, divided by 2 is 15. And this is x squared, 144. Okay, let's move everything over to one side. Let's move this to the other side so that we have a positive coefficient, 15x squared minus 96x plus 144 equals 0. One way to calculate this is to use your calculator. And all we have to do is go 15x squared minus 96x plus 144. And let's reset the window to a standard window. So we have two answers here. Before we set that, let's adjust the window so that it's easier to see. It's better to have more slope than having it being vertical. Otherwise, it's very difficult to set your left and right bounds. So the x is at 5, so that means I need to move left. And here's our cursor. And our right bound and our guess. X equals 2.4. Our second answer is 4. So these are our possible first numbers. So the numbers are 4 and 2.4. We can do this as a fraction, 24 over 10. That reduces to 12 over 5. Now we need to solve for y. We plug in y over here. Y equals 16 minus 5 over 2x. So this is 20 divided by 2. That's 10. So y is 6. Y is equal to 16 minus 5 over 2 times 12 over 5. So the 5's cancel out. 12 divided by 2, that's 6. So 16 minus 6 is 10. So there's two solutions for this one. And finally, the box has 500 square centimeters of surface area. Its length and width are twice the height. The area needs to be increased to 800 square centimeters by increasing just the length and the height by the same amount. Find the original and new dimensions. Okay, L equals 2h, W equals 2h. Surface area equals 500. And that equals 2 times LW, LH, and WH. And we substitute our known values. So we have 2 and 2h, and W is 2h, and L is 2h, and we have just an h, and W is 2h, and h. Let's simplify. 2 times 4h squared plus 2h squared plus 2h squared. So this is 8h squared and times 2, so that's 16h squared. Then we have 500 over 16 is equal to h, and we take the square root. And this can be simplified by dividing by 4. So we have 125 over 4. So h is approximately 5.59 centimeters. So L and W are double this, so that's approximately 11.18 centimeters. Okay, let's come up with our new formula. New surface area is 800, and this is 2 L plus X times W. Remember, W does not get increased, and we have L plus X, and H gets increased, H plus X, and W again does not get increased, and H plus X. Now let's call this star. So 0 equals star minus 800, and we enter this on the calculator. Let's bring up the Casio first this time. We need the square root, 125 divided by 4, and store into H. And L is going to be 2H. And W is 2H as well. Now we can go into our grapher. 2 bracket bracket L plus X, W plus L plus X, and we have H plus X as well, and we have W, and we have H plus X. And we're subtracting 800. And go ahead and draw, and we have a solution. G-solve, we're solving for the root, and that's 3.517. So that's approximately 3.52 centimeters. And on the TI, square root, 125 divided by 4, store alpha H, 2H, store into L, 2H, and store that into W. And now we can go to the grapher. 2 bracket bracket L plus X bracket W plus L plus X and H plus X and W times H plus X, and we subtract 800. And graph. And let's just adjust the window. Don't need to go out to 10. Let's stop it at 5 and graph. And there we have a nice gentle curve. Makes it easy to calc the 0. And again, you don't have to be so close as to being right there because you risk getting an error. That's good. Just guess. And we get the same value. Okay, and we need to answer the question. So H is approximately, we have to add new H plus X. So that's approximately 9.11 centimeters. L new is L plus X, and that's 14 0.70 centimeters, and W doesn't change. This is just W. So that still stays at 11.18 centimeters. And that completes the solution key for word problems.